Assassin, and I'm here today to do Tower of God chapter 266 review, or 186, however you want to look at it. Now this chapter has two key points, and those are the coin toss between Khun and Rachel, and the moment when Bam stabs Joaquin through the chest. Let's start with the first one, the coin toss between Khun and Rachel and the decision. And we see that Khun wins the first time. So on the first round, Khun wins the coin toss. Then Rachel, being a sore loser, she asks for a second chance and she throws a little bit extra in there. If Khun is going to win for the second time, then she will tell Khun everything about her and Bam. Now this is an opportunity that Khun cannot pass, because he wanted to know about Bam even from the first time he met him, because he's an irregular and not a normal irregular, a very powerful irregular. So Khun accepts that they will play for a second time. On the second turn, Rachel wins the coin toss, but Khun is not letting it slide. He says that, well, we gotta make it a 2 out of 3 right now, because I won once, you won once, and we need to get a decisive win. So let's make it a third try, 2 out of 3. And Rachel, at this point, she cannot pass that out, because the score is tight. Not to mention, if she backs out now, she would seem like a loser to her team. So she cannot pass this opportunity up. They make the gator, Mr. Rack, toss the coin for the third time, and of course Khun wins. And that's where we part off with them and we go to Bam. Now about this whole coin toss thing, we learn from the guide, the red hair girl, she was their guide. We learned that Khun manipulated the coin toss the first time. He manipulated the lighthouse that the coin fell onto. And even though nobody saw that, it was risky for him to manipulate the lighthouse for the second and third times. So he did it first, and then he risked everything. Now, I told everyone from the beginning that Khun had a plan. There was no way that Khun left this to chance, and I said that in a previous review 2 chapters ago. I said Khun is not leaving this to chance, because Khun is a very precise character and he wanted to finish Rachel mentally, and in order to finish her mentally, he had to win that first coin toss, because then she would have thought that the god of the tower was not on her side. So I was right, Khun manipulated the first try. For the second try, he could not pass the opportunity to learn about Bam. But of course he could not use the lighthouse anymore, because somebody from the crowd might have catched wind of it. So the second time Rachel won. And then for the third time, he thought about it, where there's a 50-50 chance in me winning. Rachel won for the first time, and now I'm supposed to win if this god is if the god of the tower is fair. So he won. He risked everything, but it was a calculated risk, and he won. And that's the thing with Khun. Khun is very devious, but I am glad that everything worked out in their favor, and right now they won this run, because right after they finish the coin toss, they go to the middle and they finish the round. Very interesting, and very interesting that the god of the tower granted both of them a win, because this is the most important part. Excepting the first round when Khun manipulated the lighthouse. After that, the second and the third rounds, the god of the tower was fair to both of them. So Khun was not right that the god of the tower doesn't care about Rachel. He gave him 50% and her 50%. So that's gotta mean something to Khun, in his mind at least. Rachel doesn't know about this. In Rachel's mind, Khun is above her in luck, but in actuality, they're both equal. So the god of the tower, whoever he is equal to everyone, and Khun now knows this. Now in regards to the second part, the battle of Bam and Joaquin, everybody pitches in. The girl, the Eon girl with the fire pitches in and tries to hit Joaquin. The guy with the spikes, he pitches in. Aka pitches in, and so yeah, everybody pitches in into this fight. Eventually, Bam is able to land a hit in the chest of Joaquin. When he lands this hit, theoretically the soul was to be sucked out of Joaquin. They actually wanted to suck the soul of Vincent, but they don't manage any of that, and that is pretty strange, because if you think about it, this knife that Khun had, the knife is able to put inside itself the souls of anyone. And basically, even if they didn't manage to get Vincent's soul out, then Joaquin's soul was supposed to go into the knife, but neither of that happened. And you can look in this picture right here that I have right here. When the knife was going into Joaquin, it seems that somehow it cracked, or something cracked, but the knife has these strange patterns on it. So I think that the knife extracted something out of Joaquin, but Joaquin doesn't know it and Bam doesn't know it. So whatever it extracted right here in this picture, we're going to get to see it in the future. But the main thing now is that Joaquin is not done. And if this picture here didn't show us something being extracted, I would have called bullshit. Because that knife was supposed to lock Joaquin's soul inside itself. There was no doubt about it. But it didn't. It did do something else though. We'll see in the next chapter. So that's basically the entire chapter. Khun won the coin toss and he won the round. Bam stabbed Joaquin through the chest and he extracted something, we don't know what yet, out of him. Also, Bam is very exhausted. He doesn't have control over his power right now. He needs to rest. And I don't think he's going to get the reprieve necessary to rest until the next round, because now the round is over and they are moving to round 3. If by some luck the time between rounds is like a week or something like that, or a few days, then maybe Bam can rest. But I don't think he's going to be that lucky. I think the next round will start right up, especially with Yuri Zahard on the watch and the conductor being who he is, some fog. So I think the next round is starting right off, and I don't think Bam will have time to rest himself. And depending on what the next round is, he might end up losing. We'll have to see. And now the burden of this falls on Khun's shoulders. So Khun has to find a way to win the first round, because Bam will not be in his A game. Yeah, that's the chapter. So rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a nice day.
Any rational society would either kill me or put me to some use.